From the sun and fun capital of the world, welcome to the Miami Beach Bowl on ESPN. From Marlins Park in Miami, it's the Conference USA champion Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, and from the American Athletic Conference, the South Florida Bulls. Hello again, everybody. Along with Game Day's Desmond Howard and Quint Kesnick, I'm Dave Lamont. I hope your holiday season is fun. This is your only bowl game of the day, so sit back and relax and enjoy what we think is a really intriguing matchup.
I like this matchup. Both teams know how to get the ball into the end zone, and both teams are quarterbacked by two exciting players, in Quentin Flowers and Brandon Dowdy.
And Brandon Dowdy, from about 45 minutes away, North Broward Prep, has put up some incredible numbers.
When I think Brandon Dowdy, I think accuracy. I mean, this young man has completed over 71% of his passes. I like to say over 71 because it's 71.8, so I like to give him 72. And he's very accurate, 45 touchdowns on the season. He's Conference USA's MVP. This is going to be a great matchup, Dave.
And Willie Taggart knows Western Kentucky very well. The USF head coach was the head coach at Western Kentucky. He also played there. His number is retired. It's an emotional day for a guy who has engineered one of the biggest in-season turnarounds this year in college football. Let's go to the field and join Quint Kesnick with Willie Taggart.
Coach, your Bulls have won 7 of their last 8 games. What has been most important in the turnaround?
Well, I think guys just coming together, playing for one another. You know, they've been playing excited, playing for one another, having fun, and our coaches have done a great job of keeping everybody together.
You look across the field, you see Western Kentucky. You played there, you coached there. What emotions are you dealing with?
Just ready to go, ready to win.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Dave.
All right, Quint, thank you very much. Look forward to hearing from you throughout this beautiful afternoon in South Florida. Some rain in the area early in the day. It's been a wet winter here, but right now temperatures in the mid-80s. Not a lot of humidity and some breeze, but as Quint was mentioning it to you, it's kind of to us earlier, it's a little swirly down here at the home of the Miami Marlins. And the way the field is cut, one end zone to the viewer's left is actually the third base side in its short left field, and we stretch all the way into right field, all the way to the warning track. The roof, you can see, is open, and why not? You've got the skyline of downtown Miami in the distance, a great crowd of folks either from the Tampa area or from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and their Hilltoppers will get the football first with Kylan Towner back deep to receive, and he has housed one already. Nicarius Fant is also back deep. Towner, second team All-Conference USA. And Desmond, every time you do a bowl game, everybody says the same thing. Can we start playing already, please?
Yeah, so many days in between their last game and this bowl game, and Willie came into the meeting room last night and said, man, our guys just ready to hit somebody else. And like my old coach used to say in high school, it's great weather for football, folks.
Short kick. This will be Fant to the 20, and that's it. He is smothered at the 20-yard line by Mozzie Williams, or Khalid McGee, actually, on the stop, number 21. And here is one of the top quarterbacks in the country, back-to-back Conference USA Most Valuable Player, Brandon Dowdy from nearby Davie, Florida.
When you look at Brandon Dowdy, he's a guy who's not going to woo you with his athletic ability, but he's incredibly accurate, 45 touchdowns on the season. I was just talking to an NFL scout who came here just so he could see Dowdy. He said he reminds him of a typical West Coast quarterback, a guy who wants to get the ball out of his hands quick, very smart, and knows how to read defenses.
He is a record holder at WKU, projected as a 4th, maybe 5th round pick. He comes out throwing right away, no surprise. And a pick up to about the 23-yard line by Taywan Taylor. That's his 80th catch on the year, and this is the top passing combo in Conference USA.
And what you need to pay attention to is USF's defense. Derek Nichols sat down on that route. He's going to sit down on a lot of these routes because they understand that Dowdy wants to get the ball out of his hands very quickly.
And the second favorite receiver is Jared Dangerfield. He is brought down after a short gain of a yard. So we're looking at 3rd down, and they're going to mark him at the 25. We're going to give him a couple on that one. So 3rd down at about 4.
Dave, South Florida's defense very fired up for this game. They call themselves the Bull Sharks, and they want to attack and try to get to Dowdy, make him hold the ball, and come up with his first read. So far, he's been able to get his first read, but there's been really, really tight windows.
Taking the middle of the field, it is just dropped. Very simple. That Taylor took his eyes off the football, and a team over the past 3 years that had scored 24 out of 38 games on their opening drive, it's now 24 out of 39.
And that's something you don't see from Taywan Taylor, often drop passes. I mean, kid has over 1,300 receiving yards on the season, 17 touchdowns. I know he wishes he had that one back.
Not sure he would have had a first down there, but at least it would have been a little bit easier for the punter. Jake Collins, a redshirt freshman, is kicking to Tajay Fullwood, who averages about 12 yards per punt. And USF confident their special teams could have a big day today. Little rugby kick. Fullwood going to put some hands on it, and he better do something now with it. And he is smothered at around the 16-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you want to go with that rugby kick, because sometimes, Dave, it takes a funny bounce, and as a returner, it's really hard to gauge it. And sometimes it takes an odd hop, and like that happened right there, the returner couldn't catch it clean. Therefore, he lost yardage on the return.
So bad field position for Quentin Flowers. And this USF Bulls attack, Willie Taggart, the head coach, is the play caller. You do have two offensive coordinators, Danny Hope and David Reeves. And Marlon Mack, number 5, watch him, an outstanding running back, 1,273 yards this season.
You can say that again. Outstanding. He's the playmaker.
Empty look here. Now Mack will shift into the backfield, and he can go anytime he gets the football. He'll get it here. And Mack will get about to the 25-yard line. Quint? Quentin Flowers, sophomore from Miami. 31 touchdowns he is responsible for. 41 explosive plays on the year he is responsible for. And it's Rasheen Bronson. And that, I think it's going to be third down here. And short. It is.
Yeah, South Florida's offense, they want to get the ball snapped quickly within seconds of the ball being placed down. They want to put a lot of pressure on this defense of the Hilltoppers.
USF 51 points a game, and Western Kentucky 52.
Wow.
And we had a penalty there on an illegal receiver downfield. The referee's mic not working.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking at second down and 7. Back to the ground. That's always a good move for USF when you can get it to Marlon Mack. And Mack gets it into Hilltopper territory, brought down at around the 35-yard line by Wonderful Terry, number 5.
South Florida's doing a really good job of just spreading Western Kentucky out and then running a read option. And Marlon Mack is a guy who averages 6.6 yards per carry, and he's very explosive.
Flowers caught at the 15-yard line. There's Rasheen Bronson, the sophomore from the western side of Florida in Fort Myers. A first down for the Bulls at the 13.
I'm going to tell you what, Dave, that's a confidence builder right there for Flowers. To be able to hit that seam route right down the field, a perfect throw, that gets a quarterback like Flowers going.
He wants it, and he wants it right now. Little jet sweep. That's actually a little pass to Rodney Adams. Here's the name we haven't called yet. One of your impact players, Rodney Adams. And no gain on the play as the Hilltopper defense smothered that.
These are the impact players you need to watch today. Rodney Adams, a guy who actually got the most improved player award for USF. And watch linebacker number 10, Nick Holt, leads the team in tackles. And John Morris, number 3, defensive lineman. He's going to be disruptive also. Seems like there's a little confusion right now for USF offensively where to line up.
And it's Flowers. This is a design draw. Got a couple of good blocks. Right to the corner. He'll get in easily. Touchdown, USF.
But they figured it out, didn't they? And that's what makes Flowers so dangerous, because once he gets the ball in his hands, he's a very dynamic runner, very good speed, and this is what's going to give Nick Holt's defense fits today.
That was design confusion, Des, I'm sure.
Without a doubt.
And a great block. Tyree McCants, number 8, the receiver, and also Bronson, 81, had a couple of key blocks down the field too.
Yeah, Bronson is an excellent blocking receiver. The coaches couldn't talk enough about how much they appreciate the way he blocks on the perimeter.
So with Chabadi sent home, you also have a new holder in Brent Gordon. He does a nice job, and we have our first score of the game. USF in front of WKU on a touchdown run by Quentin Flowers. With Desmond Howard and Quint Kesnick, I'm Dave Lamont. USF with their 50th offensive touchdown of the season. That is a new school record. And an immediate challenge now for Kylan Tyner to get WKU going in the special teams game, and he'll do something across the 35 to the 39, but there's a flag down at the 30-yard line.
With Brandon Dowdy in the shotgun and pistol formation, I think that USF, they were just teeing off up front. So Brom said, you know what, let's go and just run at them, and so our guys can be a little aggressive.
Still inaccurate on the throws, though. Trying to get it to Nicholas Norris that time. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And we're talking about a lot of down the field throws too. Maybe they need to dial up just some short or intermediate passes just to get Dowdy into some sort of rhythm, get him comfortable, get his confidence going. Because right now, I don't know the last time I've seen this quarterback play this bad as far as his passing game is concerned.
He's 7 of 15 for only 53 yards right now. He's going to throw pass number 16 here. There's a tunnel screen, and it's going to be out to the 45-yard line, caught by Antwain Grant, a senior from Wilmington, Delaware. And Grant will be a little short of the first down. James Hamilton brought him down. So here comes a big 3rd down and short. But if they get to 4th down, they'll go for it again, I'm sure. Why would you punt now?
Exactly. No, I'm with you. And that's the type of pass that you want to get, you know, Dowdy to throw. A little bubble screen, get the ball into the receiver's hands, let them run with it.
That was career completion number 1,000 for Dowdy. Furby, another collision. He spun off of that. Nigel Harris in there on the stop. And I don't know. Again, he's looking at that line judge coming in. If they don't make it, you know what the Hilltoppers are going to do.
Yeah, you know what they're going to do. It's surprising to see them go 22 personnel so much this early in the game.
Coming up to 1 minute in this opening quarter with USF in front, 7-0 over WKU.
WKU going to 2 tight ends a lot early in the game.
And running downhill is Furby. He gets started like he got a great start that time. He's going to be so hard to stop.
Oh, wow. You said downhill. He's like a Mack truck going downhill. And he's just, what a load at 240. He's coming out the game now. If I'm a defender, I'm like, that's good. It's 32 headed to the sideline. He is punishing defensive linemen and linebackers.
He's hitting them first. Now they go the other way with Wales, and what a great tackle from behind. Kevin Bronson again, number 99, playing a huge first quarter for the Bull Shark defense of Tom Allen.
Bronson's a freshman from Delray Beach, and this guy came in the game versus Temple, and they did not miss a beat.
And it will be the end of the first quarter. The only score so far coming from the feet of Quentin Flowers, the sophomore from South Florida. Grew up not far from Marlins Park. And he has put the only points in the end zone so far. Quarter 2 coming up in the Miami Beach Bowl. Second quarter about to begin. And getting a look finally at Deidrin Sanat, number 10, a powerful defensive tackle for the Bulls as they lead after 1 quarter 7-0 in this matchup of the Conference USA champions and representatives of the American Athletic Conference. And WKU goes to more ground and pound down to the 40-yard line as Furby, that time instead of up the gut, he ran off that powerful left side of the WKU line, and Sanat was in there on the stop.
And that's the strength of their line, too, where number 76, Forrest Lamp is, and Brandon Ray, number 51, the left guard. That's the strength. And it just seems like they're content just trying to run the ball a little bit now to try to just offset the aggressiveness of USF's front 7.
On 3rd and 11, the 14th play of the drive, Dowdy, and it's intercepted at the 30-yard line by USF. Nigel Harris comes away with it, and he's knocked around to the 50-yard line. And the first turnover of the game goes to that Bull Shark defense.
Dowdy threw the ball almost 500 times this year, and only 7 interceptions. I mean, that's outstanding when you think about those numbers. And so far in this first half, he doesn't look like the same quarterback at all. That's his 8th pick of the season, and he's just been struggling this whole first half.
If you remember the meetings yesterday, and I know you do, they said we got to get him to pat the football.
Yeah.
And he did there. There was a clear pat of the football, and then he threw the interception caught by Harris. Now Tice is in the tailback, number 31, for his first appearance of the game. Flowers, shoulder shake, under some pressure. And he is going to get away at the 45, throws it away. Now, there's not a receiver in the area, although one came down pretty late. It was wonderful Terry who had him and could not hang on to him.
Yeah.
And looks like we're not going to get a flag. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And to go back to Dowdy, I mean, he started this game 4 for 4, but since then, must be 5 for 14 with a pick. They really need to see how they can get him into the flow of the offense, get some sort of rhythm with him, because without Dowdy, this offense is going to be stuck in the mud.
Flowers on the zone read, and he will take a beautiful run out to the right side, get to about the 36-yard line. Little scuffle after the play. Deshaun Brown, number 17, in there on the stop, but that's going to be a chain mover for USF. Flowers runs the zone read extremely well.
Yeah.
And this has been a great quarter for USF as Tice, he got stuffed. There'll be nothing there, maybe a yard if they want to be generous. Tackle made by the interior of that WKU defense. There's so many in there.
You know, that's the big difference between the two offenses. If Dowdy struggles throwing the ball, you know, this team, I don't know if they have a second option as far as can they really run effectively and win the game.
That's Flowers that time trying to ad lib and doesn't get anything. It'll be 3rd down. Gavin Rocker in there on the stop. 3rd and 14.
It seems like Western Kentucky right now is content with going with the 7 or 8 man front to try to stop the run and say, hey, we're going to make Quentin Flowers throw the ball and beat us with his arm.
But you bring up a good point about the comparison to the two quarterbacks, whereas Flowers does have that extra dimension that Dowdy doesn't have. And now they go wide with Rodney Adams, and Adams breaks loose down to the 10, and he'll score.
I believe that's my impact player, Rodney Adams, who's also the most improved player on the football team. He's a great blocker out there on the perimeter, but he's really good with the ball in his hands. Willie Taggart, Danny Hope, they all said we need to get the ball to the hands of Rodney Adams, and you see why right here.
USF has outscored their opponents 138-43 in the second quarter this season. And again, you said it right. They gave them another chance. It was going to be 4th and 13 except for the illegal substitution penalty.
Yeah.
And on 3rd down and 8, the Bulls from the American make them pay. And USF in early command here in the second quarter with 12:18 remaining in the Miami Beach Bowl. It's the Florida-based Bulls in front of the Bowling Green-based Hilltoppers. We got this is the only bowl game today. We got a bunch coming up after that, though. And now the issue here for WKU is they've got to get their quarterback Brandon Dowdy going. And he's not going to get great field position. But so far, Desmond, one of the best passers in the country, is struggling today. Now Anthony Wales, little flea flicker, Dowdy wide open, caught 25-yard line, down to the 15, Taywan Taylor.
And, you know, I tell you what, that was a really good throw, but a better throw, and Taylor walks into the end zone. I mean, he had the defender beat by at least 5 yards. He had to wait on the throw, and that's a throw that Dowdy normally can get to the guy, the receiver, in stride. But that may be the completion that he needs to get on track today.
53-yard pickup, puts him in the red zone at the 13-yard line. Little misdirection handoff. This is Wales getting in the end zone. Touchdown, WKU. They're back in it just like that. 2-play drive.
And that's what Wales brings to the offense. Speed, quickness. He's going to turn the edge just like USF's Marlon Mack. And now nobody's pouting on the Western Kentucky sideline anymore, I tell you that.
That's a 2-play drive, took 38 seconds, 66 yards, and we have a little tighter ball game than we did about 3 or 4 minutes ago at the Miami Beach Bowl at Marlins Park. And ball off the tee. I'm telling you, these winds that Quint talked about, we were on the field before the game, and they are a little goofy here. And remember, the roof's open today. Now, if you close it, That's one thing. But today they are swirly. By the way, WKU now has a school record 585 points this season.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
It's incredible.
There are teams that go 2 seasons without that.
And then they go and do this.
Yeah, this is a snappy out of bounds. So great field position for USF. Yeah, I don't know if head coaches yell at kickers too often, but he might want to this time. Now, Willie Taggart mentioned that he has.
The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Hilltopper in his blood. He was a great quarterback for Western Kentucky. 1995 to 98. Then he became an assistant coach upon the end of his career, 99 to 2006. He headed west a little bit. It's time to Stanford with Jim Harbaugh. Very close to the Harbaugh family, by the way, Jack, Jim, and John.
Yes,
and became the head coach at WKU in 2010. And then took them to a bowl, did not coach the bowl game. And now he is playing against them today. And there, once again, the defense coming through.
My brother's keeper, Jim Money Brown, with the penetration and tackle for a loss. Really good job up front, just reading the run, beating his man across his face, getting USF off schedule offensively.
And he was born Jumani Brown, but later on in life said, you know, I like New Jack City and I like G-Money. Of course, I thought of Glenn Rice, the former Miami Heat player who was G-Money before there was New Jack City, as I remember, if I got my timeline right. Either way, he's legally G-Money Brown. That is his name. That's not a nickname.
They have some really interesting names on the defensive side of the ball for the Hilltoppers.
You got Wonderful Terry, the cornerback number 5.
You got Prince Charles.
And Matt, number 5, just flat fell down.
Cornerback number 30, Prince Charles.
And that is his first name, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not Prince Charles. It's Prince Charles Aurora, pardon me.
Exactly.
So now, 3rd down and 15 as G-Money checks out. And USF being extremely patient. Dearness Johnson with back in 1 out of 4 on 3rd down for Quentin Flowers and USF. He's got a couple of receivers open if he can see them, but he can't. He's going to have to ad-lib. Oh, my goodness, he got 3. He still has a chance. Couple of people downfield, and he missed. Tyree McCants was the intended receiver. All the way on the other side is the open guy.
Yeah. All I gotta say is that just might be one of the most exciting incompletions you would see the whole bowl season. I tell you what, that Quentin Flowers, man, he's slippery. He's like a fish in oil. It can't grab this kid.
It was Sean Price, the tight end, who was just jumping jack, skipping rope, double dutch, whatever he could do to get the quarterback's attention. And Flowers just couldn't see him, understandably. He's running for his life. It's a really high punt. And a fair catch made inside the 30-yard line at about the 27. That's 42 yards length and about 42 yards up as well. He got that way into the South Florida breeze. Here's a nice little catch, but a very short gain. Nicholas Norris, probably 5 yards right to midfield. So 2nd down. Nigel Harris, who had that interception that Des just referenced. The clock is still going to run when you only have 1 timeout to go. You got to pick up the pace. Short drop. Good throw, and that'll be a 1st down and smart move to get out of bounds. And that is Taywan Taylor, the first team All-Conference USA, who should be approaching 1,400 yards for the season. 43 seconds. 1st down, and they're into USF territory.
You think they're thinking field goal or a touchdown?
I think you take whatever you can get right now. Now, this is a really well set up screen in the middle to Anthony Wales, and he'll get stopped inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. Again, the chains move. Again, the clock is stopped. As Bird on the tackle. This is really well done. They're now in field goal range, and the clock is running again at 33.
And they run those screens so well to give defenses fits.
A little bit of blitz here, and that's an incredible catch, but for a very short gain. made by Devin Scott, a reserve tight end, but he didn't get much, and that's going to force WKU to call their final timeout with 19 seconds remaining. That's just Scott's third catch of the year, but with Tyler Higbee out of the game. And you know what? Scott should give that football to Brandon Dowdy. Here's another record. 376th completion of the season. The record he broke was his own.
His own record?
Yeah.
Of course.
I guess that wasn't very suspenseful, was it?
Well, that was an excellent catch, I tell you that.
Second down here and 7. Dowdy hooks it. 12th straight completion and a big tackle there, keeping that play from getting very far. Jamie Bird. And now you've got to go, baby. You got 6, 5. Got to spike it to get your field goal team out there. And they do it with 3 to go. Spiking it just about where shortstop is. The turf,
yes.
You covered up the baseball diamond part here, and we noticed right away the difference between the regular turf, say, in the outfield, and this new sod that's been put on just for this game.
And the seams, too. The seams on the field. I mean, but so far, so good. No issues so far with the players.
It's softer where the new turf is. Schwetman, 93.3% accurate. This one from 39. He's only missed 1. And that one was blocked. Nails it. Closer to 94% accuracy. So it is 14-10, USF over WKU at the half. The Bulls will get the football. The Miami Beach Bowl with second half kickoff. Right now, let's go to Chris Cotter, Joey Galloway, and Danny Cannell in studio. Man.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge that you're facing as a play caller?
Well, first, we got to keep our footing. You know, some of the plays are there. We were falling down, and, you know, you backed up. You only so much you can do, but we just got to keep our footing and execute plays.
What's been most integral in terms of your success on your defensive line?
Well, our guys, when they get to the quarterback or put pressure on them, good things happen for them. We got to continue to put pressure on them. When we don't, then they complete passes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
The Sun and Fun capital of the world with Desmond Howard and Quinn Kesnick. I'm Dave Lamont. Tom Sullivan is our official in the booth today. And there is our score from the American Athletic Conference. South Florida leading a Conference USA champion Western Kentucky 14-10. USF got off to a 14-0 lead. Western Kentucky has fought back. However, the Bulls will get the football first. And we talked a little bit about Brandon Dowdy and his passing struggles. Des, he ends up 21 of 30 in the first half for 221. Quentin Flowers has only thrown 9 passes and completed just 3 for 31 for USF.
That's a good point. I think that if I'm the Hilltoppers defensive coordinator, Nick Holt, I'm thinking we're going to stack the line of scrimmage. We're going to put 8 in the box, and we're going to make Quentin Flowers beat us with his arm. Prove to us that he can make throws down the field.
You got Tyree McCants and Dearness Johnson, USF number 3 in the nation at kickoff returns this year as a team. This will be Johnson, and he better find the ball, and he does. That's going to interrupt momentum like crazy. Des, I doubt that happened to you very often, but what does that do to you as the returner when all of a sudden you don't even have the ball?
You know, it throws off the timing of the whole return, and you know, some guys panic. The thing is to take a breath, and if you can, grab it and go north and south as fast as possible.
Marlon Mack, as he runs into Nick Holt Jr., the son of the defensive coordinator, who was almost right there when his son made the hit. And a good carry for Mack. Actually, they're going to give him the first down. It is a first down. Mack again. Hole opens up, and he'll get just to the 35, I think they're going to give him. Brandon Leston, number 31, had an interception in the Conference USA title game in there to make a stop out of the Clearwater area, which is not at all far from where USF is located in Tampa. So Darius Tice is the tailback, number 31. Rodney Adams shifting out to the left of the quarterback. Quentin Flowers, the sophomore from Miami. Tice, and he'll get the first down. Nick Holt Jr. with another stop.
Surprised to see the Hilltoppers defense stand a too high safety look, not dropping the safety down, even though the only thing that USF has been able to do so far on offense is run the ball. But they don't think they need to drop a guy down. Now they drop a safety down now.
And Flowers off the zone read, takes off, gets a good block, and he'll get into WKU territory at around the 45-yard line. That's an 18-yard pickup. Prince Charles Awara on the stop for the Hilltoppers.
Flowers is like just a magician back there because you don't know if he has the ball, if he's going to give it to a running back. Is really good with hiding the ball and confusing the defense.
Flowers takes off again. Directing traffic, needs a block, and didn't quite get it. Adams realized he was about to make an illegal block in the back and just sort of gave it up rather than take the penalty.
Which was a smart move by Adams. He's trying to figure out what Flowers is going to do. Are you going to throw it to me and try to block? Oh, okay, all right, well, hey, I'll just shield him with my body.
So it's another first down, though. The legs of Flowers so dangerous. Handoff here to Mack. Makes one miss. Now he's got Flowers again as his lead blocker. And Mack will get a little bit short of the first down. He might have it. It's going to be interesting to see what the linesman does with this. Brown on the stop. That's the second time that Flowers has given himself up on a play like that when they've reversed the field.
And I tell you what, you just win the confidence of your team when you do things like that as a quarterback. But how about Marlon Mack? What a move in the backfield. What a turn nothing into something. He's such an exciting, dynamic runner with the ball in his hands.
He got the first down. Two Flowers. Pump once, and that's just skip. This took way too much off it. Rodney Adams was intended receiver there. It'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, when you watch your quarterback out there as a lead blocker and he's giving his body up for you, I mean, you just want to go out there and win for a guy like that. And that's why he's the true leader of South Florida's football team. They love this kid, offense and defense. Well, Coach told us a story about when he was over his house for dinner and the running back said, hey, you know what? Why don't you be that guy who we see at practice sometimes? You know, lead us. Show your personality. And ever since then, Flowers has been a different player.
Tice is pushed out of bounds by Leston. Picked up a couple. Be third down and 8. They are definitely in range of Emilio Nadelman, the field goal kicker. We have not seen much out of him except for PATs. 1 out of 6 on third downs, though, USF so far. That's Adams in motion. Fake to him. Flowers trying to find his way through, and they're waiting for him. Fourth down and 10 coming up. John Morris on the stop for WKU, number 3, one of the best defensive players they have, a senior from Albany, Georgia, who used to play at UAB.
Yeah.
And stepped in right away and became a leader in the only year he's playing with these guys.
Instantly. A guy they really have a lot of respect for, too. They said he was a leader from day one. Can you imagine how difficult that was from him transferring programs? Yep. As soon as he stepped on campus, he became an instant leader for the football team. Really smart player, too.
Nadelman has made his last 9 field goals. This one from about 43. And the streak is over. So WKU's defense holds. And now the offense, led by Brandon Dowdy, will get their first opportunity of this third quarter, trailing only by 4 in the Miami Beach Bowl at Marlins Park on a beautiful South Florida afternoon. Where Ichiro often patrols. He's re-signed with the Marlins. And that's where we're going to find Western Kentucky getting their first carries behind Anthony Wales. Wales, who had 38 yards in the first half. And let's check in from the WKU perspective with Quint Kesnick.
The biggest issue we are facing in protection, according to Jeff Brom, is a lack of blocking at the tight end and running back position. It's been the Bulls' edge rush that he has found to be most detrimental. On Brandon Dowdy, didn't like the way he looked early in the game. He said he's now settled down, taking what's there. Said the Bulls don't take the bait. They're really disciplined and patient in their zone coverage. So he's going to have to check things down, survey the field, and be patient.
He nearly threw a pick as you were saying that. Dietrich Nichols jumped the route, and it's going to be third down and 4.
South Florida's trying to bring a little blitz, too. They brought blitz the last 2 plays. And actually, Dietrich Nichols sat on that last pass and almost picked it off.
Dowdy with great, that's a great throw. Down to the 40. This is Norris. Foot race to the end zone. They're not going to catch him. No, and the Hilltoppers lead for the first time today.
And that's what it takes for this offense. I mean, they have some excellent receivers, guys who can go the distance, just get the ball to their hands and let them do the work. Norris is one of their best players. He's a slot receiver. He loves to work in the middle of the field. He has a great feel for it. A guy who Braun told us he thought that he could have an impact, because once you go to that 4-2-5 defense and you start putting hybrid players or crafty slot receivers, it's all over it. Dowdy's going to take that any day of the week.
The longest streak in FBS continues. That's a touchdown pass in 28 consecutive games for the redshirt senior from Davie, Florida. And a 14-0 lead has not only been erased, it has been overcome by WKU with 9:43 to go in the third quarter. Nicholas Norris, another Miamian out of Booker T. Washington, gets his 5th touchdown of the season and the 46th thrown by Dowdy this season. The Miami Beach Bowl Battle of the Bands at the Eden Rock Hotel. Saturday, fun and festivities for everybody, both bands performing. And you know, one of the things that makes college football so awesome are the bands.
Yeah,
without question.
True. Definitely. Yep.
And while the NFL is the tremendous product and some of the best athletes in the world,
they don't have the bands.
No, they don't. No, they do not.
That's one thing we missed when I was playing up there in Green Bay with the Packers, was a band.
You know, you think with that atmosphere that they would have a band.
They would love it up there. I'm telling you, the Packer fans would love it.
Except, of course, when it gets really cold and the instruments freeze to their lips.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Therein lies the problem.
Really short kickoff. A little skipper taken by McCants. Or make that Dearness Johnson, and Johnson will get outside the 20 to the 22-yard line. Let's review that touchdown pass.
I tell you what, man, it's like taking candy from a baby. When you can get a guy like Nicholas Norris, who's a very crafty slot receiver, one-on-one with a guy like Jamie Byrd. Jamie's known for his hitting, not for his coverage skills. Dowdy's going to take that matchup every day, all day, and there's no way Bird's going to catch Nicholas Norris once he's out there in the open field.
So for the first time today, Quentin Flowers leading an offense that's now behind in the ball game, but only by 3. Marlon Mack stretching it outside, and that's it. Well, he is dropped. And Holt missed him the first time, but Dijon Brown did not. Maybe a yard there. We'll call it 2nd down and 9 to go.
And even though Holt didn't make the tackle, he did a great job of just making them go east and west, stretching it to the sideline so another defender could make that tackle. Did not let Mack turn up the field, because once that guy squares his shoulder and goes north and south, he's hard to catch.
He does have 100 yards today. Flowers in a little bit of trouble, and Mack signaled, give me the ball, and then he dropped it. Mack was there. It's going to be 3rd down and 9.
It seems like USF's offense is just out of sync right now. They just can't get anything going. Nothing smooth with them right now. It seems like a constant battle uphill for USF's offense so far.
That's 5 straight incompletions for Quentin Flowers.
And I tell you what, you got to give Nick Holt, the defensive coordinator of the Hilltoppers, a lot of credit, because he's mixing up his fronts too, causing some issues for USF's offensive line.
Flowers having a scramble. Now, he's an excellent runner. He wants to throw, almost crossed the line of scrimmage, and then went back to a different receiver, a Johnson, who fell down. So it's 4th down and 9.
And you look at Flowers, he's like yelling at his receivers, telling guys you're not in the area where you're supposed to be. They're really out of sync right now. I mean, it's almost looking like schoolyard football when you watch USF play right now so far.
Western Kentucky has taken a little bit charge of this game. Fant waiting for the punt at around the 40-yard line from Brent Gordon, punting today instead of Chibate. High. This is a really good kick. Fair catch. In between the 30 and 35-yard lines. 8:48 to go, and Brandon Dowdy has found a hot hand. He will lead the Hilltoppers offense back on the field when we return. Empty set here for Brandon Dowdy and WKU. And they go right to the pass, caught by Grant. And Grant will get out to the 38, 39-yard line. Lee on the stop.
I tell you what, I think Brandon Dowdy and the Hilltoppers, it seems like they're in their element right now. They're really comfortable with the rhythm of the offense. They've noticed something on defense that they can take advantage of. You know, USF's front four, Coach Brom told us would be the best front four they've seen since they played LSU. And we saw that in the first half.
Yes.
But now the play calling has neutralized the Bull Sharks front four, and the Hilltoppers were able to move the ball efficiently and effectively.
Well, Dowdy has broken his own records. He broke his own record today for passing yards in a season. He's over almost 4,900 yards. He's thrown a touchdown pass in 28 consecutive games, the longest streak in FBS. And he's got a man wide open here at the 30-yard line to the 20. It's Norris again, and they hook up one more time for 6.
Nicholas Norris, before the game, we said he may be the impact player, and he's proven us right. This guy right now is on fire. They have no answer for the Hilltoppers passing attack. They neutralized USF's front four, and now they're just throwing the ball all over the field. This is the Brandon Dowdy that we've seen all season long. I mean, no one's within 10 yards of Nicholas Norris. So I think it's safe to say that was a blown coverage. Nicholas Norris so far today, 4 receptions, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And I keep calling USF's defense the Bull Sharks because Tom Allen says that's how they like to be identified. That's their identity. When they came here and took over the program, to the defense, the team didn't have an identity. And when he was at Ole Miss, they were the Land Sharks. So this team loves to be called defensively the Bull Sharks.
If you're just joining us in the first half, South Florida took a 14-0 lead, and their front four really getting pressure on Dowdy and screwing up his rhythm. And you heard Quint mention that Jeff Brom had emphasized protection was going to be key in this half, and he's getting that protection now. And WKU flag coming in behind that return by Johnson, and it didn't get USF very many yards out to the 20. Do they do it on the ground with Mack and Flowers, or do they try to go to the air? Flowers takes the slot, the safety valve, I should say, and that's a well above average safety valve as Rodney Adams gets out of the shadow of the end zone and all the way to around the 40-yard line. Great presence that time by Flowers and great communication by Adams.
And just an excellent run by Adams. So first he had to go down and get the ball because it wasn't a well-thrown pass. But then once the ball in his hands, you know, he's a guy who they think can make some magic happen. And you saw it right there. He turned nothing into something right there. Really good block on the edge, too.
And now Adams again. That's his second straight completion or catch after 2 straight completions from Flowers. Holt in there on the stop. Looks like it's going to be about a yard short of a first down. And now USF playing with some pace and confidence. Play action fake to Mack. Flowers, if he can get the edge, he's got some room to run on the run, and it's dropped at the 40-yard line. Bronson had it. I don't know if Flowers could have possibly thrown that ball any better. 3rd down and a yard.
That was a good throw by Flowers, especially rolling to his left, the right-handed quarterback. Placed it where only the receiver could catch it. You got to make that catch for your quarterback. Make that catch for your offense. You got to get something going.
3rd down conversions, they're well off of their nearly 40% percentage. 1 of 8. I suspect this is 2-down territory, too, if they don't get it. No, they don't. It's Mack. Close. McCullum on the stop. Honorable mention Conference USA linebacker.
The Hilltoppers are going 0 coverage, putting everybody at the line of scrimmage and still daring, just daring Quentin Flowers to throw the ball.
8 of 15 on 4th downs this year is USF. None bigger than this one. Now you've got that Baylor alignment.
Yeah.
With the big gaps, the receivers, and sort of, I would call it an I formation. The get-back coach for Western Kentucky getting a workout, keeping Nick Holt off the field. A lot of motion. They're going to run a wide with Adams, and he slipped. But did he get the first down?
Well, the USF players think so.
The campaigning is underway.
Yes, sir.
They're near, of course, the Hilltoppers sideline. And I think they got it based by where the football is. Yep, it's a first down. That is not the prettiest 4th and 1 play you'll ever see, but they got the one.
They got what they needed to keep the chains moving.
You have now an interesting formation here with Johnson, number 32, Mack, and Tice all in the backfield in kind of a diamond formation. And it'll be Tice on the carry with Johnson leading the way. And Tice will get bumped out of bounds by Marcus Ward after picking up 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
They like to run that formation, that inverted wishbone diamond formation, because they can get 3 runners on the field plus Flowers. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense, especially when you can get out there on the edge and get to the perimeter.
Yeah, you're right. With Flowers, they run into kind of zone reads, or they just send the play one way and go the other with Flowers. And now it looks like they're going to try a little pass here. Down the field. Touchdown, USF! McCants from Dearness Johnson.
Well, if Flowers can't throw it, let's let Dearness throw it. I mean, a little trickeration by USF that paid off. And what a play call, too. Same formation. The diamond formation, you get the defense sucked up, play action, and Dearness Johnson with just a beautiful throw. I mean, you couldn't have placed that ball better. What a throw. So a little trickeration paid off for USF's offense.
8 plays, 92 yards in 2 minutes and 51 seconds, including a 4th down and 1 where they got 4th down and about 1 yard and an inch when they needed it. Survived the challenge and continued the drive, and then went into the playbook for Dearness Johnson to throw the touchdown pass.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I expected out of this game. Some trick plays, a lot of points. Now these guys, I think the offensive play callers are starting to get into their groove too.
All right, now you've got Kylan Towner and Nakarius Fant awaiting this kickoff. This will be Towner, who's run one back for a touchdown this year. And he'll get out to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Got everybody excited in Hilltopperville. Anthony Wales is his tailback. That's a backwards pass and a double pass coming up from Fant. Wide open. No, he couldn't hang on. Grant had nobody near him.
Oh, I tell you what, Dave, these offensive coordinators, head coaches are dialing up some plays. Whoa, they're not holding anything back. Jeff Brom right out the gate, a double pass. They said, you did that, we can do one better. Check this out. Almost a completion, too. I mean, no one was out there.
There's a 20-yard cushion or more.
Oh, man.
Look how long it's going to. We may never be able to show you a USF receiver in that replay. A defender, I should say.
Yeah. Woo. These guys are.
The coaches are balling.
Yes, they are. Exactly.
It's a 4-yard. It's a 4-yard gain. 3rd down and 6 coming up. Oh my gosh.
This is fun. This is fun.
It's supposed to be, man. It's a bowl game.
Exactly.
You know, we're not playing for a national championship here, but we're playing for advancing your program, especially 2 teams that are on the rise as these 2 are.
Yep.
Underneath, good looking pass there, and Grant will hang on to that one and move the sticks. Sanchez on the stop for Tom Allen's defense. They call themselves the Bull Sharks. 3:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. What is becoming, you know, last year's game was pretty memorable here at Marlins Park, and this one is on pace to be just as memorable. Furby is the tailback. It's Grant on the carry, and Grant will get around the 32-yard line before he is dragged down by Nate Godwin.
Some good blocks on the perimeter by Norris and Furby. Keeping it on the ground. Nice solid run. We're going to put some pressure on the defense, though. And go very fast now.
And Dowdy could be changing the play.
Look out for Johnny Ward.
And now he's going to go over and confirm everything. No, he's still got time. Got 10 seconds to get rid of the ball. And it's a handoff. Furby makes one miss. Showed some nifty footwork. That was a nice little cutback in traffic. And with Augie Sanchez on the stop, Furby gains 8, and it's a first down. How about the big fella?
Yeah, 240 pounds. He showed a little nifty footwork right there. Just used to him running guys over, just going north to south. But he said, hey, I got a little I can make you miss in my game, too.
Redshirt freshman, by the way. Very bad news for everybody else in Conference USA. Dowdy looking end zone, takes underneath instead, and breaking a tackle is Grant, and a touchdown saving tackle perhaps at the 10-yard line. Ball came out very late. That will not be a fumble. Let's check in with Quint.
Signs of fatigue, poor tackling, lack of a pass rush. Western Kentucky time of possession in that first half was 19 minutes, and I think that's starting to pay off now.
They have 21-13 right now, Quinn, as opposed to 18-52 for USF.
And their best defensive player, Jamie Bird, number 2, just went back out the game.
Look out. Here we go, the reverse. That's Fant. Gets a block. And into the end zone. Touchdown.
Earlier, we talked about Quentin Flowers blocking. Just make sure you get a good look at Brandon Dowdy right here, blocking on the perimeter. He's the one, to me, that gave him the block for the touchdown. Look at Brandon Dowdy right there. He lines him up. You don't have to, destroy the man. Just get in front of him, tie him up a little bit. Good job by Brandon Dowdy.
Nice move there by Fant.
He had to get Fant to the end zone.
Oh, Dowdy did lock up with him a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, I respect that. He's probably on the sideline talking about, hey, guys, you see that block? Did you see the block?
Hey, Mel Kiper, did you see the block?
Good job. Good job.
WKU reclaims their 10-point lead on a 69-yard drive, 7 plays in just under 3 minutes with 1:56 to go in this Miami Beach Bowl. In the third quarter, we've got Adams and McCants back deep. Now, Adams is the dangerous kick returner, number 87. Broke one against Navy, led the American Conference in kickoff returns this year. And he'll get a shot at it right here. And they're ready for him. No chance. That directional kick pinned him back, and he is swarmed under by WKU special teams at the 12-yard line. So bad field position for Quentin Flowers. This is Mack on the carry. Gets a couple of good blocks. I think that was Adams, number 87, who had a great block, and that's a solid gain of 8. But T.J. McCollum and Brian Shorter on the stop for the Hilltoppers defense, coordinated by Nick Holt, whose son is an outstanding linebacker, first team Conference USA, number 10.
Let's see what South Florida's offense can do right here on this drive. Last drive ended with a trick play for a touchdown, a little razzle-dazzle.
And Marlon Mack now has set a new single-season rushing record, 1,282 yards for USF.
I say until the Hilltoppers prove they can stop them, I'll feed them.
Flowers in trouble here. Let's see about his ad-libbing skills. And he didn't even have to throw it there. He was already out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Just a low snap, couldn't handle it. And instead of 2nd down and 2, now we're looking at 3rd down and long. And I tell you, one problem for USF has been rotten field position, Des. Their last 5 starts have been either their own 3, 14, 22, 8, and 12.
Wow.
Those are bad lottery numbers. Never mind bad numbers to start your drive.
No, you're not kidding.
And they're going to rule that an incomplete pass. That's what made that so interesting. It's 3rd and 2. Mack broke a tackle, fell forward, didn't get it. That was Nick Holt who ruined that play. It's 4th down.
I tell you, Nick Holt does a really good job of affecting plays, even when he may not make the tackle, but he slows things down offensively, especially for a guy like Mack. Because if Mack would have hit that full speed, he would have got that 1st down. So really good job by Nick Holt, slowing him down. making sure he can't get to the edge. And that's what you want to do at number 5. You want him to get to the edge so he can turn the corner and go north to south.
USF has been bad on first down, 10% today. Fant made the first one miss, made a few more miss. Fant, 40, 35, oh, another cutback. Fant, another cutback, and he's going to be down at around the 26-yard line. We have another bull shaken up on the play. What a spectacular punt return by Fant.
Man, that was spectacular, Dave. I thought that he was going to be tackled by the first man down. He took a huge risk right here. Turned around and got north and south and just started dancing, putting guys in the blender, shaking them up. Did that nasty move to the punter. Oh, man. Yeah, what a huge return by Fant. Yeah.
Where would he go? Who is the guy? And there we go. Looking end zone. You're right. Dowdy. Over the middle. Dangerfield. Oh, what a grab. Touchdown. WKU.
Top 10 play right there. To catch that ball at his highest point, to take the hit that he took, turn into like a human helicopter, and to hold on to the ball. Outstanding play by Jared Dangerfield. And and this is what they like to do too. The crossing routes to try to confuse the secondary. And like Quinn said, they're going to take a shot. Sudden change. We're going to the end zone.
How about the protection? Again, that's the biggest difference. If you have not been with us all afternoon, that kind of protection for Dowdy was not available in the first half,
right.
Particularly the first quarter when he struggled.
And what they did, they were able to run the ball, so now they're doing everything off of play action. That was a play action scissors route.
And a tip of the cap to our good friend on the sideline for noticing that as well. Well, I've got so many records that have just been broken.
Ridiculous.
We'll look at this while I tell you that Brandon Dowdy now has 11 straight games with at least 3 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
That's the 50th touchdown of the season. That's a new school record. And he just broke Colt Brennan's FBS 2-year record for touchdowns. Now Dowdy has 97 in 2 seasons.
Well, I tell you what, he's giving that NFL scout what he came to see.
Yep.
This is his 6th 400-yard game of the season.
And he showed him resiliency, too.
Wow. 28 points for Western Kentucky in the third quarter alone. That's incredible.
Now Dearness Johnson. Flag comes in. Johnson is belted at the 33-yard line. There are 2 flags down from our MAC crew. South Florida is a story of resilience this year, and they're going to have to be very resilient against the team that is very good in the lead. And the lead is the largest of the day for Western Kentucky. Because the penalty was accepted, we have an untimed down. And USF is going to make the most of it with Adams making a couple of sweet moves and getting down the sideline before he is shoved out of bounds, a few yards out of bounds, just shy of midfield by Brandon Leston. Because that penalty was accepted, it extended by 1 additional play. Now the third quarter is over, and it's 38-21 WKU, but South Florida got a jolt of adrenaline off that great play by Rodney Adams, one of Desmond's impact players for today. In the third quarter, WKU put up 28 points, as Des mentioned, 222 yards in that quarter alone.
Impressive. They made some great halftime adjustments too, Dave.
Now they got to play some D. Flowers, he's going to go deep down the middle of the field, and it's going to be touchdown, Bulls, Adams.
Oh, Dave, I'm trying to tell you, this guy Adams is having a day. He is having a huge game. The most improved player on the team is showing you exactly why. Very consistent. The screen passes to him have been great today. He scored on a jet sweep, and now a post route, a deep post route. And what? Hey, how about the throw by Flowers? You know, we've been waiting for that all afternoon, and finally a bomb by Quentin Flowers. So this is what we expected.
It's a bowl game, man. Come on. Much calmer. 10-point game. The problem is, at the moment, if you're a Bulls fan, you say, hey, that's great, we scored, but we're having a very hard time stopping WKU right now, and that's going to be on the Bulls defense, which has looked like a tired bunch in the third quarter, but for the moment, celebration time in Tampa. Rodney Adams for the touchdown. Well, it's gotten fun. It's been fun all day, but this has turned in from a defensive game early on into an offensive game. 38-28. South Florida hitting on a 53-yard touchdown pass from Dowdy to Adams. Excuse me, from Flowers to Adams. And now, can USF defense step up against a WKU offense that's on fire right now? This is Towner at the 5. They're waiting for him, and he won't even get to the 20.
No, he won't. Nope. 5 for 120, 1 touchdown. Don't forget, he had 2 rushes, too, for 36 yards and a touchdown.
Dowdy facing some pressure. Guns it out. Caught by Nicholas Norris, who's got a couple of touchdowns, and he's going to lose 5 yards. So at USF defense, Colin McGee coming up with a stop there. 2nd and long coming up. Now WKU has scored on each of their last 4 possessions, all touchdowns.
Let's see if the Bulls defense can get something going right here. They haven't been able to stop Dowdy this whole second half.
Empty backfield set here. 3 right, 2 left. They try a stunt, and that pass missed. It'll be 3rd down and 14. Norris was the intended receiver there. Not calling Taywan Taylor's name very often.
Not at all. But Nicholas Norris has been doing some work today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's check in before the snap with Quinn.
Oh, a screen. Defensively, you got to key in, defend the screen here. The louder this Bull crowd gets it off behind the quarterback, the more likely it is that Brom's going to sense that and throw a screen.
5 to snap it, Quinn. He's got to hurry. Down to 4. 3. Gets it in time. They draw play instead, which is kind of a running screen. And it won't be a first down, I don't think. They got 11. They needed 14. Augie Sanchez on the stop. But they do make it a little bit easier for someone who's been very quiet in this half. Jake Collins, the punter.
We haven't seen a lot of Jake. We may not see Jake right now.
Look at this. Are you kidding me?
Well, now they're going to run up to the field.
I
run
thought
them on
so.
the field now.
I thought so. But they're going to have to hurry on this punt. You got one player who's coming up, hadn't even put his helmet on yet. Fullwood's awaiting the punt back at the 35-yard line. You've got 7 to snap it. You certainly don't want to take a delay here.
No, you don't.
3, 2, 1. Just in time. I mean, a half a second had to be left. Fullwood. That ball is playing him right now. And he'll get to about the 24 or 25-yard line. That was the best he could do. We're going to step aside, catch our breath, and find out. Does USF have another punch in them? Well, it's what a great ball game this is turning into here at Marlins Park, home of the Miami Marlins. From the 25-yard line, Quentin Flowers, who's been hot. Both these quarterbacks have had moments when they haven't been at their best, but they've had many more when they have been.
Yeah, Quentin Flowers hit 5 of his last 6 throws for 91 yards and a touchdown.
And Dearness Johnson's going to run for a first down, it appears, before he is dragged down with some impunity by Leston. The safety made a lot of tackles today. That is a gain of 11 and a first down.
And Nick Holt, the defensive coordinator for the Hilltoppers, he's going with the 1 high safety. But I tell you, Leston's playing very, very far back now after those 2 long touchdown throws.
And Adams with another catch right in front of his teammates.
A lot of time left. No panic by either coordinator or either head coach who's calling the plays. Willie Taggart, USF's play caller and head coach, seems like he's content with just doing what they do.
First down and 10 after that catch by Adams.
Jet sweeps.
Yep, they're trying this again. This is Adams.
Yeah.
But gets 3 on this one. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Awara, Prince Charles Awara in there on the stop. You know, we were talking during the break. What's the approach going to be for USF? Ground and pound, which they're really good at with Marlon Mack, or are they going to get aggressive and throw it around a little bit? Right now, Mack's not in the game. Flowers, he's an excellent runner, being chased. Across the body throw, open is McCants, and McCants with a few moves to the 25, inside there, down to the 15, and inside there even to the 11-yard line, a 41-yard pickup.
Like I said, Willie Taggart's just dialing up the same plays that they did earlier. And you know the dangerous part of Quentin Flowers' games is he's so elusive. His improv game is on point. To throw that across his body while he's going to his right,
look out
here.
Makes
him so dangerous.
Adams looked like he was going to throw it. He's going to instead run it and finally run out of bounds at around the 8-yard line. That appeared to me like this first thought was, I'm going to throw it.
And a heads-up play by Adams to just tuck it and run it, too, and get some positive yards, because you're right. He wanted to throw that ball. It wasn't there down the field. He could have got tackled for a loss, but you know, he's been playing so well tonight. He's always going to make the first guy miss.
2nd down and 7. We used to have so much time left in this game, 11-16 and counting. Adams is out of the ball game right now. He's got to be utterly exhausted, and he might be hurt. So that's a bit of a loss as USF loads up the left side with receivers. Flowers on the carry, bouncing into the outside, got a big block. He'll walk in.
Wow.
Bronson made that play with the block.
That's what makes Quentin Flowers Quentin Flowers. He can get out of just about any situation because he's so slippery. A dynamic runner with the ball in his hands, very hard to tackle, extremely elusive, and then on top of all that, he has a speed that he's going to get to the corner. Look at, and Nick Holt's like, man, what more can we do? What a ball game we got, Dave.
2 rushing touchdowns for Flowers, almost in the exact same spot. 38-35, exactly 11 minutes remaining in our game. USF, by the way, when they get 20 points more, they haven't lost a game this year. They're still behind.
Yeah.
By 3, 6 plays, 75 yards, 209. Seriously, you're not turning this game off, are you? No, you're not.
No.
Last year's game, 103 points. Memphis beating BYU. We have 73 today. That's 176 points, and we haven't played 2 full games of the Miami Beach Bowl in 2 years. Towner from the 8. And he's going to run out of room across the USF sidelines. Well, and so Western Kentucky, their last 2 possessions, a punt and an interception. They've only run 6 plays in this quarter. Dowdy trying to get set, guns it across the middle. The catch is made by Grant. And he takes a shot, but not until he gets into Bulls territory. A 19-yard pickup and a first down for the Hilltoppers.
That was just a really good job of Antoine Grant just staying alive on the play, because that flea flicker was supposed to be a deep pass. He lined up way over to the left side, saw that Dowdy was in trouble, cut his route, and came across the middle of the field. Really heads-up play by Grant.
Reminder that NFL Countdown is airing right now on ESPN2, brought to you by Applebee's, and we want you to stay here, but we understand if you want to sneak over and see what they're up to. Now they go to the ground. This is Anthony Wales. Wales breaks 3, down to the 10, 5, he scores!
You know, I wonder if they were going to keep it on the ground, because at this point, they've averaged 3.3 yards per carry. Well, they're going to just keep it on the ground, try to chew up the clock. They kept it on the ground and got a big run for a touchdown.
Yeah, that 3-3 is going to go up a little bit. We now are over 1,100 total yards in this game. 592 for WKU and 513 for the Bulls.
What a great job by the lineman, too. Pulling out there on the right-hand side. The center, Max Halpin, did a really good job sealing it for Anthony Wells.
So we wondered how WKU would respond. It didn't take long for us to find out.
Not at all.
Less than a minute.
That's the second time we had to review one of Wells's touchdowns today.
He needs to stay upright.
You know, come on.
So you got to think for a moment about a little bit of deflation on the USF's sideline. South Florida comes, they're roaring back. They got all their fans here buzzing, and now all of their defense within not even a minute gives up a long touchdown run. Yeah. Can they come back again? Ernest Johnson, Tyler McCants. USF was confident in their special teams coming into the game. They haven't busted one yet. Johnson can do it, though. Decent field position for the sophomore, Quentin Flowers. Oh, Adams just plain dropped the football at the 30-yard line. That's a shocker. That was right. That almost was like a handoff. So it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of Adams tonight to drop a ball like that. He's made some tough catches. Looks like he's a little fatigued when you just look at his body language.
Remember that hit he took, too?
Yeah, I think he's... Is he going out the game?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's going out the game. He's not right. He's not himself right now.
I think you're right. He took a vicious hit.
Yep.
And he's being tended to right now by the trainers. Meantime, Flowers going to take it deep down the field into double coverage, and it's broken up. Trying to get it to A.J. Legree. And there were 2 WKU defenders in there. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, I think Flowers just tried to press a little bit on that one because you got 2 defenders right there. You got Ward.
I think that's Prince Charles.
And Prince Charles. Yeah, he's just trying to press. He's trying to do too much. There's still some time, man. Just move the ball down the field. Take what the defense gives you. Don't try to press because that could have easily been an interception.
For such a high-scoring game, it's amazing how poor these teams have been on 3rd down. We've only had 5 converted the whole game. Flowers, he can convert it with his legs, though, and it's not going to happen. Excellent coverage that time by WKU's defense. Omarius Bryant just said, that's enough of that. 4th down, clock running, 4:40, and now 4:30 to go. What do? You go for it?
I think you have to. 2-score game.
We've already had WKU go for it at about their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, 4th and 8. I don't know if you have enough confidence in the defense to stop WKU.
Well, that's the good point.
The thing about you watch USF's offense, like all the routes so far have been like deep routes. No really intermediate or medium routes. A lot of deep routes or either bubble screens. So 4th and 8.
Yep, here we go.
Outside of Flowers scrambling, what will they actually dial up?
They've converted more 4th downs than 3rd downs today. Flowers from behind, he's in some trouble on the run. Did he make the catch?
Yes, sir.
Dylan, that's a 1st down. What a throw.
Flowers is really, really accurate, rolling out to his right, hitting guys right there on the sideline with no more real estate left. They may have to review that and make sure his feet were in bounds.
I couldn't tell from the second glance. That was a Deshaun Watson style play right there. Flowers, and he just wisely realized I don't think he could even see as Bryant was all over him.
Right. No, you're right about that. Good decision by Flowers just to chuck it out of bounds. There was nothing there.
And again, we invite you to the post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One following our game, whenever that ends.
Well, I tell you what, that Nick Holt, he is so intense.
He came into the meeting room and sits in the chair, and the chair could rock a little bit, and he got that thing going, and I wasn't sure that chair was going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think it was designed to rock like that. I just don't think so.
Yeah, it was your standard office chair.
Yeah.
This is Johnson on the carry, and he's shoved out of bounds after pickup of 5, 3rd down and 5. But those are the coaches you love, and those are the coaches you remember if you're a player.
Exactly.
I'm sure every guy on that defense has Nick Holt stories, and especially his son, who happens to be the leader on the field. Number 10 is a terrific linebacker for this team. First team All-Conference USA. Flowers, middle of the field. We're going to get a flag? No, we are not. Interference not called. It'll be another 4th down coming up and 4 as Prince Charles Aurora defending A.J. Legree.
I thought that Prince Charles Aurora got to the defender before the ball. I mean, got to the receiver before the ball did. I was surprised we didn't see any yellow laundry on the field after that play. That looked like it was a PI.
It was, and it just wasn't called.
Definitely a PI.
Yeah, it was. All right, here we go again on 4th down. USF hasn't missed on 4th down today. Flowers. He misses there.
Misses badly, too.
Shocked at how inaccurate that pass was. Now, he got cuffed around a little bit. I thought he might just take off.
Yeah.
Because he's so devastating as a runner. But Western Kentucky is now in a position to lock down this game.
Yeah, I thought he was going to tuck it and run, too. I mean, he has a lane right there. He just, oh, man, he overthrew that ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not even close.
No, sir.
There'll be some hash slung in that game, too, with those 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
So WKU comes out and they throw the football. Antoine Grant making a grab for a 4-yard gain. And a timeout taken by USF. They have 1 remaining. Stopping the clock with 2:56 to go.
Dowdy as good as advertised. I tell you that. Man, the way he bounced back, too, from that horrible start shows you the character and resilience of this kid.
Yeah, that really matters. And I think the pros will notice that as much as they will notice the 461 yards. DeAndre Furby comes in, the bruising at tailback, number 32, on the Conference USA all-freshman team.
Man, he's just a baby. All freshman team, just a baby.
Doesn't hit like one.
There he is, too. Look at him.
Wow. Oh, he took lowered shoulders.
Took that guy for a ride. Yes.
That'll be a 1st down. He needed 6. Looks like he got 7. Well, let's show everybody who might just be tuning in to catch NFL Countdown. Somebody who may be in the NFL one day, Brandon Dowdy.
This Brandon Dowdy started off slow, but man, I tell you, once he got into his rhythm, was able to find Nicholas Norris twice, so 2 just great plays. Not a defender within 15 yards of Norris on that play. He's just doing a really good job of reading the defense, picking them apart with his accuracy. Reminds me of like a typical West Coast offensive, West Coast quarterback. Get the ball out of his hands quick, very smart.
Little run blitz here, and a very unhappy DeAndre Furby, but they put pressure from the edges. He's going to lose a yard.
But that's the way you got to get Furby. You got to get him before he gets going.
Gets you. Right.
Yeah.
Get him before he gets you.
Yeah, because, man, when he gets headed downhill, he's going to run somebody over.
Well, that was a dynamic run. When they on that 2nd down play, when they needed the extra yards, 601 yards now for Western Kentucky, based on our numbers. Furby headed left, and he'll get around to the 46-yard line. Eric Lee brings him down, but USF cannot stop the clock. It is 4th down.
So we're going to see the.
When do you take off for all of your national championship prep and all that? When do you go?
Oh, man, I have to. Well, I'll have the Orange Bowl, so that'll be fun. That's another home game for me. And then
Beautiful.
we got the Rose Bowl. And then for the national championship game, I'm not 100% sure yet. And then he shanks it.
Well, he was scared to death.
Bro, I'm like, can you believe this? Really?
He was scared to death.
Other coaches are back there kind of smiling.
You know what's going to cool him off? Gatorade bath will cool him off.
Yes, sir.
That's what he's about to get, barring a miracle.
Yeah. You got the he's got the cops surrounding him now. Yeah, this one's in the books.
Yeah, the police are going to get the highway patrolmen there are going to get wet. Over 300 yards, or pretty close to 300 yards for Quentin Flowers tonight. Total offense. 3 touchdowns responsible for, but it's just not going to be enough. Oh, that's a good throw and
Really
a catch
good
by
throw.
Dillon.
Really good throw.
So we got 10 seconds to go. This is going to be the occasion where we didn't lose. The clock ran out on us.
We need to see Nick. There's Nick. There's Nick. Look at Nick.
Oh, no, he's not done yet. No way, baby.
Exactly.
This will be the final play of the game, barring a defensive foul. Flowers underneath, out of bounds, and that does it.
There's
The Miami Beach Bowl goes to Western Kentucky. They go 2-0 over the last 2 years in bowl games in exotic locations. You got to find a cold weather place to take a shot at this team because they win in the Bahamas and they win in Miami.
Exactly.
What a ball game this turned out to be. 612 total yards for Western Kentucky. 461 from Dowdy. Norris 5 catches for 120 and Wales ran for 105. What a ball game this one was. Take a moment to thank John Sullivan, our booth official, our crew here in South Florida and around the country. Paul Newman.